Hi guys, what's up? My name's Ashley Coyman, and I just wanted to take today and go over a couple of hiking tips and tricks for solo hikers, all levels, beginning stages. Make sure that you know your level and about where you're at. I've been hiking solo for maybe since 2005, so what is that, like 13 years? I really enjoy it. 9 out of 10 of my hikes are solo. It's just convenient. You get to leave the house whenever you want and do whatever you want. But just some tips to make sure that you stay safe while you're out there if you do choose to go solo, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. That's what this video is about. So the first tip is make sure that you tell somebody where you're going. It is crucially important that people know where you're going to be, because let's say that something happens and you don't show up for work on Monday. People are going to start to worry. You need to make sure that people know where you're going. So tell them where you're going, what time you think that you're going to be back, and just make sure that that information is left with 1 or 2 people or more. I usually tell my friends, maybe post it on social media, tell my family. If you don't know somebody, post it on social media. Just put it on your Facebook page. That way, if you do get lost, people know where to look for you, because it's important. Nobody wants to get lost. But the second tip that I have for you is make sure that you have a plan. Know your level of capabilities. So if you are new to hiking, don't take a hard hike. Look up, do some research, find an easier hike that you are able to manage. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're not going to be able to get out of. Good planning. So know how long the hike is, read some ratings on it, and just be sure to know, because you don't ever want to get out there without a plan. I've done this for so long that I sometimes like to go without a plan now, because I've had the experiences to know what it takes to get out of situations, and know my judgment and know my limitations. But if you don't know, make sure that you have a very solid plan in place before you go. The third tip that I have is to make sure that you have some form of personal protection, safety, and what I mean by that is first aid kits. Not like a 9mm. I mean like first aid kits. I carry mace with me because it's just the little tiny pocket mace. Just something just in case, like a deterrent. It's not going to be much, but it's something that makes me feel better. I also hike with a very, very large dog, and she's the light of my life, but she is a big deterrent. She's 75 pounds, and people don't want to mess with a 75-pound dog. So they usually tend to look at my dog and they're like, oh, is she sweet? Yes, she is. If you don't hurt mama. But, just make sure that you make good judgment and good choices for yourself while you're out there. If something doesn't feel right, turn around and go back. There was one time, and I'm just going to throw this in there. I was out at Virgin Falls in Sparta, Tennessee, and I was hiking solo, and I had my dog, and I sprained my ankle pretty terribly about 2 miles into the trail. And so when you're going into the trail, it doesn't feel like much, and you're kind of on a slow decline, but on the way out, you're on this really uphill incline, and it was really tough. I sprained my ankle pretty severely, and it was, I think, February-ish, so the water was still really cold, and there was some water in the stream. So the first thing I did was take my boot off, bring my foot and stick it into water until I almost got frostbite to get my ankle to hopefully get the swelling down for like 15 minutes. And then I put my boot on, I hiked that sucker as quick as I could to get out, because my ankle just kept locking up and getting a little tighter and tighter. But other than that, just make sure that you make good decisions for you. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Just make smart choices. The second, what am I on? Okay, we're on number 4. So the fourth part of this is just make sure that you have good communication. And what I mean by that is that, carry a cell phone. Make sure that you are charged fully up, that you also carry a backup spare battery, and that if you think your battery's going to die on your phone or that you don't have enough charge, just put it in airplane mode. That way it'll stop searching for a signal, because sometimes you go out into remote areas where you can't get a signal. So just put it on airplane mode and use it for emergency purposes only, or just check to see if you're back within signal. on occasion to save your battery. Most smartphones nowadays are, that's why they're called smartphones, because they can charge for a really long time, and they know that when they're on airplane mode, they don't suck your battery dry. So, or you can even put it in the battery saving mode, depending on what kind of phone you have. So just be smart with your resources, and yeah, you should be all right. The fifth tip that I have for you is snacks. Don't ever go hiking without snacks. It's not the smart thing to do. I usually carry something substantial, like these guys, which the RX bars, they are really, really good. They just stick to your teeth really bad, but they're substantial. They give you a lot of good energy. You got a lot of protein in them. Just something smart that you can have with you just in case something happens. And this keeps focusing weird, so maybe that fixed it. Another good thing to bring with you is Gatorade shoes, or something like that. Something with the electrolytes that will help you. Maybe like if you feel, you know when your body's off, or when it has like low potassium or something's happening, get those electrolytes in you, get to feeling better, take a rest. And then also bring lots of water. Lots and lots of water. You don't ever want to run out of water while you're on the trail. That is something that's not smart. If you do go on a more extended trail, always bring some form of a water purifier. If you're out more remotely, because the water purifiers, they can help you with so many different things. Like my dad, for instance, we were just hiking Mount LeConte, which is like maybe 6.2 miles up or something like that, one way. And we were going to stay overnight in the cabins there. And he was on the verge of a cold. So this is when I learned to carry the Gatorade shoes. He was on the verge of a cold, and his body started tightening up. He looked pitiful. I didn't think he was going to make it. He ran out of water. He sucked all of his water down. And then one of my cousins actually had some Gatorade shoes. So I was able to create more water for him from the natural springs that are up there. And just make sure that he didn't get dysentery, because nobody wants dysentery. That's not cool. We're not on Oregon Trail days. But I was able to purify the water for him just to make sure it was safe to drink, and that he had the resources he needs to be able to make it to the top. And he lived to tell about it. And his daughter saved him. So just make sure that you make good choices while you're out there. And like I said, lots and lots of snacks. Nobody likes to see a hangry female out on the trail. So make sure that you do bring lots of snacks. And I already said that, but I just need to reiterate that, because I've been out on the trail hungry, and it's not pretty. Even if it's a short little day hike, you never know. Sometimes you use more energy than what you thought, and your body drops a little bit. So yeah, just make sure you have lots of snacks. Yeah, and other than that, I mean, it's beautiful. So basically, yeah, I'm telling y'all to get out there and take a hike. Isn't that right, Kita? Hey, tell him. Ready? Get out there and take a hike. Yeah? Well, if you liked what you heard today, and you found this to be helpful, please feel free to subscribe down below. I will be having more videos, tutorials about how to hike, and like different things, and even take y'all out on some of the trails with me that I hike on, or that I hike regularly, just to give you a little preview of what it's like. So yeah, please feel free to subscribe, and more to come. Peace out. I can't find the pause button.